don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Finally got around to watching Jana Gana. And, okay, I absolutely feel like you guys are trying to you hate me. You guys hate me. You guys recommended this movie so much. I can see why, but why didn't you tell me to skip the first half of this movie? The first half of this movie, so it serves absolutely no purpose to the film. No purpose whatsoever. And for those who haven't seen it, okay, Jana Gana is basically about, it's a courtroom drama. That's for the heart of it all, it's a courtroom drama. Because it's basically about the truth will always come out, the truth will always be known. So it starts off with this guy being arrested and thrown in prison. It skips 5 years later to a cop who's basically dealing with a rape and murder. And then we follow this cop's story as he tries to solve the case. And I understand why they had us follow this cop's story, but I don't understand why they did it, giving him his own first hour and 30 minutes of the movie. It felt like 5 hours passed in that first hour and a half. Why? Because they already established that somebody else is the main character, that this is about truth and it always coming out. They established that at the very beginning. And then here we have us following this cop who's doing who knows what. And then finally, an hour and 30 minutes into this movie, the movie starts. It's a courtroom drama. The guy who was incarcerated at the very beginning is an attorney. And he is, he's not the defense. What's the other from the defense attorney? There's the whatever. He's basically trying to get the one who's on the defending himself accused. The cop, because the cop's on trial for killing the 4 suspects. The cop's on trial for that. And this guy has all the evidence. He has everything. And he's telling his story, basically, and I absolutely love this though. I absolutely love this part of it. Because there's one thing I know for certain, is that media will do anything to sell a story. Media will do anything to make money. I mean, what is it, the Spanish-American War, which was started by William Randolph Hearst, the newspaper. A ship sunk over near, it sunk. We don't know if it was blown up. We don't know if it was hit, if it ran into rocks. We don't know if it was human error. We don't know what happened. But Randolph Hearst spun the story as if it was attacked, which led to the war, which led to deaths of American troops. And just because he spun a story, he made up a story without knowing all the facts. And one of our presidents really coined the term fake news, because it truly is. That it's always from perspective. It's never factual anymore. So I absolutely loved how the attorney was basically attacking the media. He was getting everyone to admit, oh, but it was on the front page. Oh, but the media said, oh, it's because of this. Only to catch everyone alive. I absolutely loved that. The thing I absolutely hated was, why was it when this attorney was telling his story, we were getting flashbacks to what happened? But no. Originally, we got an entire hour and 30 minutes of absolute garbage just to tell us that was all a lie? No, what should have happened was they would have done the opening scene and then it would skip 5 years later to the courtroom. We would be wondering as an audience, why is he in the courtroom? What's going on here? What's happening? And then you have the defense attorney stand up, tell his story. And as he's telling his story, we get flashbacks of that story we saw in the first hour and 30 minutes. It doesn't need to be an hour and 30 minutes. It could have only been 20 minutes long, 30 to 40 minutes tops of flashbacks to tell us everything that was going on. And then we get the actual main character telling us the story that actually took place. That would have been a much more intriguing movie instead of telling us two complete... It was absolutely aggravating to know that I could have skipped the first hour and 30 minutes of this movie because there was no meat to the first hour and 30 minutes of this movie. You could watch the opening scene, skip to the intermission, and then watch it from the intermission on. You'll still understand everything that's happening. Everything that's happening. Because they reference it all. Oh, I was told this. I was told this. The media told me this. So you already know what's going on. The movie could have been so amazing if they would have just kept the last half and would have added the first hour and 30 minutes as flashbacks as well. As the two attorneys compete with their stories, we get flashbacks of both sides. Imagine how entertaining that would have been as they argue with one another through flashbacks. I don't know. This movie is amazing once you get to that intermission. That's the thing. I was absolutely pissed. I was absolutely aggravated. I would have shut this movie off in the first... I'm going to be honest, in the first 10 minutes, I was planning on shutting it off because it felt like 40 minutes had passed. It felt like 40 minutes had passed. It was such an awful, awful start to the movie. Awful first half to the film. I'm sorry for all you people who like it, but I'm not going to lie. That was the worst hour and 30 minutes to an opening film, which could have been, because after the intermission happened, and I'm like, is the movie just starting? And then yes, it did finally start. And that pissed me off more than anything else. Because I wasted an hour and 30 minutes on a story that didn't matter, which only was driven home by the fact that everything we were told in the first hour and 30 minutes was a lie by the main character of the story. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everyone who absolutely loves this film. I'm sorry because it could have been, like, that's the thing. It could have been a masterpiece. It could have been. If they wouldn't have split it up trying to tell two different stories. If they would have just made it a courtroom drama from the beginning. It could have been a masterpiece. I'm seeing it as someone who didn't know truly how to tell the story appropriately. They were like, you know what? Let's just tell what we want everyone to know in the beginning, in the first half. And then we'll just pull the rug from under them at the very end. You could have done that with flashbacks already in the courtroom aspect. As two attorneys argue and debate and challenge each other through evidence, through proof, only for one to come out on top. That is far more exciting to me than you telling me this random story. I'm sorry. I'm just rehashing the same thing over and over and over again. Sorry. As a storyteller myself, as a filmmaker, as a critic, it hurts me. It hurts me because this, as a film, it's amazingly shot for sure. But as a storyteller, it is terribly done. They waste the first hour and 30 minutes. They waste it. They would have lost me. If they would lose me, they're going to lose millions more immediately because I have the patience to sit through things I absolutely don't understand just to figure out what to get to the point. But this is a movie I absolutely wanted to turn off. So just keep that in mind, all right? Keep that in mind. If it wasn't recommended so heavily, I would have stopped it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to pull my punches. If I have something that absolutely bothers me, I want to bring it up. And that first hour and 30 minutes, tell me, if you rewatch this movie, are you going to watch that first hour and 30 minutes again? Are you ever going to sit through that portion again? Be honest. Did it actually tell you anything about the story? Did it actually help you with the story? Because I loved the second half. I absolutely loved it. It was well shot, well done. The passion was there. Everything was perfect. The way he basically brought them the murdered woman's the raped and burned woman's mother on was accusing her and then brought her on stage in the bullpen as well, or whatever it's called. Oh, amazing. But gosh. Yeah, sorry. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.